Good evening and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid Zelda 3 Randomizer race. I am Big Box, accompanied by Scoopula. How you doing, Scoop?
Oh, we're good. 774 boots. Going to see a lot of that. Coming to us. I guess speed gaming channel like this one soon.
Yep, we got a tournament coming up with these settings.
And it's normal logic, so Super Metroid's going to not ask anything too crazy, except maybe some revisits of places. Since we're going to see people who are going to probably push out of logic things in Super Metroid because they can, but.
Yeah, the only things the game will require are things that Super Metroid explicitly shows you. Stuff like infinite bomb dumping, the crystal flash, shine sparks. And as you can see, we've got iKir and Flip Heel on the restream, and off-stream we've got MM2, Gamma Chew, PP Chan, V2 Nitro, Crazed Gamer, Pichu 10U, and Secretly a Silver.
Both runners straight to Zelda. This is still, I guess, the play but that you'll do by default, but it's gonna increase here a little bit as we see the 5-6 crystals on Desert and Tower of Hera. Due to these boots, we can get right into Saha's straight away, and we start closer to it than we would normally, so might as well.
And then Eastern was a blue crystal, so that's 3 crystals in the light world. How about that?
Yeah, we could have 3 in a Dark World, or you might have 1 or 2 in Super Metroid. There's 1 there in the Dark
Green
World.
Pendant Swamp, that sucks.
Two swords and boots. The other boots. So all the boots.
Holy crap, the Hotrol's closet is stacked today.
Yeah, if somebody is not doing the boots meta, they're not happy. Let's put it that way. But on screen, here we are.
Yeah, I see Flip Heel's using Terra's Esper Spread from Final Fantasy VI, and iKir is Sailor Mercury. Love it.
And now, another thing here is this trip to Eastern with nothing. There's no way to know at this point, especially if this is a good idea. I like to do it a little more often whenever it's a pendant, hoping you don't have to come back, but...
Right, because you got to do it at some point since it's a crystal, so you don't want to have to double dip.
But even if you do, it's fast. You got the boots, you got the swords, so when you're running in the dark at the end here, no problems with that. So I get the call.
Alrighty, what do we got at Lumberjack Ledge?
It looked like a big key, but I think we're missing a few pixels.
I couldn't tell.
Or it wouldn't be a key. We're not doing keys. I don't know what it is.
I think it's a key item of some kind, but I couldn't tell which one.
We'll research that and get back to you on that.
All right, iKir just got 1 of the 3 prizes in Eastern. All right, Flip Heel is proceeding on through. Ooh, full magic refill from the tree pole.
3 of them.
Flip Heel using that red boomerang to good effect. Ooh, bomb from the tree, bomb from the rock bong. Nice. All right, Jestro Duke saying Lumberjack is power bombs. Thank you very much, Jestro.
Yeah, if it's little protrusions of yellow.
Yeah, definitely.
Used to the Z3 things, I don't think about what the bottom of a Metroid item looks like, usually.
Blind's house with absolutely nothing. Yeah, Ikir seems to be having some connection trouble, but he is pushing on through Eastern.
And if there's anything picked up in there, we're probably not going to be able to catch that until we get a repeat from Flip.
All right, Flip found 300 rupees in the well. That'll get him the bottle vendor check. Ooh, Ice Beam. First pack of power bombs. Third sword. What the heck?
Zelda for free.
And as we were doing that, Ikir found the X-ray scope in the Eastern big chest. So 2 prizes out of the 3 we saw. Ikir's over to the dam. Flip is going to buy some bombs to finish out the Tier 0 checks. Good choice there. Right, ooh, that's our Zora money if we want to go up that way.
Yep. Say money's pretty good. Just a couple bucks for pod, I guess. I'm already done thinking about it.
Quick note on the Super Metroid side of things. Since we have found the Ice Beam and pretty early at that, we only need power bombs to keep from locking ourselves on progression. Look on the... Oh boy.
Yeah, don't go there now. Come on.
Wait, that's vanilla, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
How about that? Anyway, like I was saying...
Books. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, since we found the Ice Beam early, we only need power bombs to avoid soft locking at bomb blocks, because since we have that Ice Beam, we can freeze the Metroids. And there's our Morph Ball at Mini Moldorm. About 6 minutes in. Alright, he flips over to the castle. Looks like Ikir is heading for Ice Rock Cave. Yeah, Ikir found a shield at some point.
It was in Mini Moldorm, I believe.
Gotcha. Oh, I only saw the water walk trick Ikir is doing for the first time last week on the normal boots race. How do you set that up?
So if you dash along a pit, if your dash is along a pit and it doesn't end with a bonk or a turn to the left or the right, which you accomplish by, well, going out the door, then I guess that throws off some sort of an internal value that keeps you from sinking.
Gotcha, thank you.
More or less.
Yeah, not much going on in the castle dungeon. Super missiles on the hobo. All right, Ikir is heading on up into the castle area himself. Gravity suit in Zelda's cell.
Yeah, it's interesting. It does often point toward the bulk of Meridia early. We'll see, but
Definitely want at least 2 packs of power bombs for safety, because without the Morph Ball bombs, it is easier than you might think to soft lock. Yeah, Scoop not going to check the escape sequence because that is out of logic without the lamp.
The pill typically will tell you to dodge shields, so that explains the bomb there for the NPC.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. So if I'm Flip, where do I go after this?
Well, we gotta do Zora, I suppose. We got the money, so then I don't know. Probably to Super Metroid in short order. I'd say.
Logical access to Zora is either the flippers or lift up or power glove, correct?
Yeah, but you know it's easy to get while we're here and get the money, and it is
Right.
a lot of chance.
Yeah, that water walk glitch looks like it's real easy to set up. As evidenced by Flip making it look like it's absolutely nothing. Yeah. Can we get to the ledge item or no? Because it's down a ledge.
There is a way, but you're gonna have to revisit to do that at this point.
Okay, so we can see the ledge, but it's basically inaccessible.
Well, it can be done. You store one water walk, you store another, and I guess for that you need a moon pearl. So, unless I'm forgetting something, yeah, it might not be right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a heart piece. So
yeah.
Alrighty, IQ is going to do the escape sequence. And what Zora got for us? Looks like we're taking a pause to resync the runners. Absolutely nothing.
We paid for it, we'll take it. But yeah.
The book gives us access to desert, right?
Yeah, the inside, the front of it, yeah.
All right, and then we would need a lift upgrade to get all the way back to the Lambolus fight, correct?
Correct, and I think here probably don't get to that right away with the morph ball available. And do we both have that, by the way?
Yes, they both have it.
Okay. And then both have an ice beam too. We're trying to catch up here with the desyncs. I can't honestly think where that ice beam was, but
it was in the well.
Well, yeah. So we're gonna have that.
Yeah, Vinny asking if we found the Hyrule Castle small key to give us logical access to the gratitude. I do not remember.
I don't believe so. Junk in the front, so plus being an open world state, I think a key has to be in the first chest, and I know it wasn't there.
Alrighty, Flip is into desert. There are 2 prizes here.
Potentially, you're gonna have one on the boss, but Flip, like I was saying, this is a choice you make. Flip's making it, so we'll see what happens here.
There's one of them.
Red hasn't been here yet, so the marked ice beam will shortly be accurate. And then my hands are off.
There's the big key. And there's our second prize. So um, we will have to come back here at a later point to fight the land balls.
Yep. We're walking out because we didn't do Agina's Cave here, so this isn't a bad way to do it. We'll just end from there and go somewhere else.
Yep, just got that one check left. That does also open Sick Kid, if Flip wants to go back to CAC.
Yeah, it's another choice.
It's a one-off check at this point. The question becomes, do you want to take the time and do it now, or route it in later?
We're gonna go run around Zebus here.
Yeah, when you save and exit, when you save and quit a Link to the Past and then reset the console, you always start back in Super Metroid, and you always start at the ship. Ooh, yeah, one pack of power bombs. That's
that's what I thought. And I always get thrown off when I see things because I knew we saw another one. I was like, oh, I'm not sure. I couldn't remember if they had one or two, but yeah, it's probably actually factored into the desert trip because this isn't ideal.
yeah. With only 5, it's easy. Like I said earlier, it's easier. Ooh, there's our campfire to get up to Gauntlet.
It's a good spot for that.
Absolutely. So yeah, I believe the Torizo just has 600 health, and 2 supers will take him out without blowing up his face. "20 supers already is a nice amount of ammo too. Yeah, until we find the charge beam, all the ammo will be valuable because if we don't find charge beam, you need to use ammo to fight Mother Brain. Flip just kind of chugging on down through Terminator. Hearts are always welcome. Gonna check the back of Gauntlet. Vanilla missiles. Is this even randomized?
A little bit. Not much with that book where it was.
Opening up the access door to the Golden 4. And gonna head down into Brinstar. Meantime, Ikir is following what Flip did earlier. Mockball trick deployed. Functions by rolling into a ball and kind of doing a Hadoken motion from down to right as you hit the ground. Lets you keep Samus's running speed in ball form and get you under those gates that you'd otherwise need speed booster for. And there's our wave beam.
Yeah, and that's actually good that that's here because you get an immediate logic chain break here because shortly we're going to have a wave beam locked item, which is now also locked by speed. Probably won't be anything, but sometimes it is.
Yeah, second energy tank. Need at least 3 to survive Mother Brain's rainbow beam, or 6 without the variant suit. And Vinny also points out that the X-ray scope room is much easier with that space jump. Flute!
I always like to see a flute in the combo because it is often not even required, since you can get to Mire without it. So this is a nice, potentially needed, but otherwise just a nice thing to have.
Atacoon's here. This is where the game teaches you how to wall jump. Oop! Drops the space jump chain. This item, missiles. Akira is also heading back into Super Metroid. Be interesting to see if he follows the criteria checks or if he decides to go over toward Wreck Ship.
I guess I forgot to...
Akira found Screw Attack somewhere.
Oh,
I would guess that was the item we didn't see in Easter.
Yeah, would have to be.
Anyway, with that Screw Attack, just got to be, the gauntlet is made much easier. Just got to be careful you don't drop into the lava.
Yeah, and logical because we don't have enough power bombs otherwise. So it's just a heart piece, but that could have been a pretty neat break for Ikir with the trip to Eastern then.
Right, and here's that room you were talking about earlier, where it's locked by that wave beam we found. Without the wave beam, there's a super missile acceleration trick you can do so that the super missile passes through the gate without interacting with it, and then opens it. But I don't think even the hard logic expects that, but I'm not 100% sure. Haven't talked about a hard race in quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them, but I do believe it is logical to do that way.
There's our second bottle. Did Flip find Speed Booster somewhere?
Apparently. I don't know. The stoppage over there was due to a sink, and at the time was... I don't know where it would have been. Or you know what? No, this just wants power bombs.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense too.
Okay, yeah.
Not a lot of the. I think most of the enemies in Big Pink have a low chance to drop them.
Yeah, it's pretty low. It's just I didn't think of this right away because you're gonna not be able to get out of here without a -2 to your name.
Right.
Flip's doing something here I've never seen, apparently.
Looks like he's trying to do it. Yeah, trying to do a glitch stand up to. Right, need to fire that super missile from a very particular position so it breaks the super missile block off screen before it can despawn, and this is how you get Spore Swan's item without fighting him.
I'm gonna go brain picking here in a few hours because I've never seen that. Now I'm not gonna. Those who follow along with racing, there's a lot stricter rules in the Zelda side of things than there is here, so I ain't gonna question that one. But
our tracker Shinako is saying it's the same idea as the wreck ship clip and the snail clip.
Yeah, I just can't believe I never seen it, to be honest.
And Dizzy Widget. Whenever Samus's arm cannon moves from being aimed to not being aimed while she's moving, she's shifted forward a pixel. You're not actually moving faster. It's a series of position changes, but it comes to the same thing. Unless you're trying to get a speed booster charge in a shorter runway, in which case you would not do that. Flip's out of power bombs here, but there are fire fleas in this room, and I believe they are a guaranteed power bomb drop if you're not full of them. Oh, Vidi, you also asked about an item left in Eastern. I don't think there can be because Flip Ikir has the Screw Attack, and that's the only place he could have gotten it that we wouldn't have seen it. Oh, Flip healed ducking out, took some damage on those spikes. Right, that's 60 a shot without the variant suit. Okay, can survive 2 hits now.
Yeah, I want to say it was primarily power bomb or replenishment, but the few 20s you get after you're full do not hurt.
Alrighty, what did the X-ray show? So, looks like a... I couldn't tell if that was arrow capacity or bomb capacity, but either way, flip heel's not going to bother.
Yeah, with a 5, I'm going to say capacity of some sort. It does make sense to force yourself into logical spots whenever you're given the access early, like in these, the way these seeds tend to go, I think, so.
Yeah, Vinny, when Ikir did Eastern, we saw 50 rupees and we saw the X-ray scope. And then the only place he could have gotten that screw attack that we wouldn't have seen it, and we didn't see it, was also Eastern. So
did I probably had been the compass chest then.
all right, what we got at the spacer room? Big heart. Okay, I think if I'm Plip at this point, I'm gonna keep pushing forward and do Kraid, then swing back around for Meridia. There's not a lot of time. You're not going to be in this area a lot to do Kraid, so I think this is the right time to do it.
Yeah, it's an in and out, so you walk past the Meridia access point here, but I've tried doing it the other way. It's just not great. So
right, because the map dead ends after Kraid, so you have to come back out. Yeah, it's not the hardest to access because you can always use the cross game portal from Death Mountain to the Norfair Business Center, and then just go up the elevator. Meantime, Ikir found supers at Green Hill Zone. He cannot go into Retro Rim because he has no power bombs. Alrighty, Ikir is at the Red Tower. Alright, now Kraid has a pretty common quick kill by firing ammo rapidly the first time he opens his mouth before he stands all the way up. Ooh! Flip misses the last super, and we get the big Kraid DLC. Kraid is refusing to open his mouth.
yeah, this is the worst part of the stand-up is it just... There's a minimum time investment involved. It will not open for some reason.
And that was credit for Crystal 1. And for those of you who might be new here, we are, Link to the Past bosses can have Super Metroid credit, and Super Metroid bosses can have Link to the Past credit. When I was commentating the race last Friday evening, Ridley was the green pendant.
You end up having to do it in that race because I don't think I saw that.
It got done, but it was nothing.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Go Mode Item was flippers at Mimic Cave. Pendant Mimic Cave. Ooh, there's our mirror.
Alrighty, well, so between that and the flute, I guess we can get to Hera. Just not going to be super soon.
We also, we don't have access to Meyer because the flute point for Meyer needs Titan Spits, right?
Yeah, if you're going to do it this way, otherwise it's called get down to Lower Norfair, which is...
Right,
I'd say still out of the question.
Right, cross game portal behind the gold Chozo. And actually, with what we have right now, there could be progression at Showcase Showdown. Oh, quick medallion at the Crockmire escape.
So that's write that one down just in case we happen to check our Mire and TR axis later and need it. I'd say until then it'll probably stay there.
All right, that's our 3 energy tanks to fight Mother Brain with. And yeah, since we're on the normal logic, running heated rooms without gravity suit is not expected. So Varia should show up in the logic chain at some point. But of course, there's nothing stopping our runners from sequence switching around it if they feel. Ikir does a slightly slower, safer crate quick kill and gets it.
That's the one I like.
All right, Flip Heel's going to immediately save and quit. Head back to Sanctuary. Oh yeah, he's going to go wake up the duck. And yeah, that'll also be a good time for him to turn in the bottle jack with the sick kid. All right, for the Hyrule National Anthem. Yeah, Vinny pointing out that just Various who puts the entirety of Lower Norfair in logic at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Space jump and those suits, yeah. Good kid. Yeah.
$20. Now, Flip's got enough to pay the monkey once we get to Dark World, but we will see.
I think we're gonna have a good shot at a fighter sword, Moldorm fight here. Always a good time.
Yep, because of the damage Tempered Sword does, you only need 3 slashes for Moldorm, and you will not proc his enraged state. Or you could do a spin and a slash. Flip going through the dark rooms blind, not holding the spin charge to help navigate. Well done. And that heart piece was enough to take Flip up a level. Saving and quitting, heading back to Super Metroid. I think I do Ret Ship at this point.
Flip wants to make sure this isn't anything, and I don't blame him here in Gauntlet. It's a quick reset.
Yeah, this is definitely the time to check that shows out.
And we get to see the power bomb location after this.
Ikir does another mock ball to squeeze under some gates that would normally take speed booster. Rumble Tower's an energy tank, but Ikir's not going to take it. Say I don't blame him. If you fall down that room, it gets hard to get back up. Especially, okay, Ikir did get space jump, so it wouldn't have been too bad then.
Yeah, you'd be bleeding the whole time. It's just, yeah, makes sense to leave it.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's a whole heart to go with that heart piece, left and right from the ship. So
more power bombs. Those are always those will be welcome until and unless we get the morph bombs.
Yeah, I think I said something in a weird way there. It didn't make sense, but yeah, the power bombs are still an okay pickup.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think Flip's gonna go. I think Flip's gonna go do retro brain and the old mother brain room. Ah, yes, we've got Omega missiles before that. This is the last item you gain in 100% item collection speed runs, and it's vanilla missiles.
See, this is like something I was looking at before whenever Flipfield did the initial 4 button to get to Super Metroid. Sometimes, well, me actually, a lot of times I'll walk from the house back to the warp just so that doesn't happen. I don't actually know if, the way things are going here, it's a loss, really. I just fail to understand if I am doing things with less optimal whatever. So yeah, but with the silvers there, I think what's going to happen now is Flip's going to hope there's something else that's retainable down here. Because if there isn't, you want to reset, but then you'll lose the silvers. So.
Right. What was inside Spectacle Rock? Oh, just a bomb capacity upgrade. Oh, we can check the tablets too. I see Super Metroids at Thieves Town, Pod, and Turtle Rock, Crystal at Mire and Skull Woods.
Ice Palace for one of the pendants. Did we see a pendant of wisdom anywhere?
Swamp is green pendant. We knew that from Sahasrara.
Yeah, the red one.
No, I don't think we've seen red pendants. Ooh, flippers on the ether tablet.
Yeah, so that's what the book's for, at least so far. But yeah, I whenever we clear out the maps for Link to the Past, I like to make sure we have all our pendants, because if we don't, then we have to consider where that might be in Super Metroid.
How about that? There's our morph bombs.
It would have been nice back when you had all those five power bombs. So.
It's still a nice convenience item, because now if you get grabbed by the Metroids in Turian, you can use the morph bombs to knock them off instead of having to kill them with power bombs.
That is true.
Yeah, if Flip wants to push on the possibly Sulith Lower Norfair, he's got ammo for 1 Crystal Flash right now. Ideally, he'll find one more power bomb pack so that he can do 2.
And so he's going to choose here now to walk through, keep all that with the silvers and everything, and I guess he's going to head down probably for Meridia Speed Booster and Tower of Hera. So that'll tie a few things together, not much, but
I think if I'm Flip, I go up, do Alpha Power Bombs and the wreck ship area.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like that's what's happening.
Alrighty, did we see both prices in Hera?
I guess I'm not the one to ask on that.
I know you said Speed Booster. I didn't hear.
Yeah, that's all I saw because it's all I noticed. So
okay.
Doesn't mean there's Moon Pearl, but didn't mean I missed it. Let's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Moon Pearl is very welcome. Knowing where that speed booster is, we can get to the main part of Dark World through the cross-game portal behind the elms that leads to Dark Ice Rod.
Yeah, Ike actually might already be thinking about that. Had that gravity as early as we did.
Yeah, Flipio gets grabbed by a yapping maw and a Samus Eater. Yes, those are the actual names. It looks like Ike here, yeah. Okay, so yeah, either based on where he is, the only thing that makes sense for him to be doing is to be pushing Meridia. If he was going to do wreck ship, he would have reset the save. So yeah, Flip's definitely doing wreck ship here. And this is the kind of stuff I love about the randomizers. Figuring out what the best route is and figuring out how to execute cleanly. I mean, there is something to be said for one route through the seed, who can do it fastest, but it's not what I come to SMZ3 for. Some more energy for Flip, that's always welcome. What do we got at Mama Turtle? Even more energy. And in the wall, I think that was just a vanilla missile tank.
Yep. Yeah, speed. Speed was in the big chest of Hera. Yeah.
Spooky Missiles is the vampire skewer. Quick shiny spark up to the top of Mount Everest and up toward the beach and the watering hole. Got to be careful with those wall jumps because you are not screw attacking when you are in the wall jump pose. Ooh, tuning upgrade. That's always nice. All right, Fantoon's got 2,500 health. And a slow pattern before opening the eye. Followed by a fast eye close. Literally the worst RNG you can get in any given cycle. Ooh, hammer at watering hole.
Well, it's a dark world between the two of them, though neither one has all of that just yet.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see once they start once the paths they play start crossing back on each other.
I guess to clarify a little, when I say dark world, I mean like getting there the easy way.
Yeah, Flip Heel trying to do Doppler strats by moving toward Fantoon as he fires missiles, which stun locks the eye open. Just not Fantoon is just not cooperating.
This is going to get interesting too. Just to, as we watch too, I know our comms will flip back and forth here, but Ikir can get through the dark world, but is missing the one part that would be actually helpful that Flipfield does have, that being the Moon Pearl, so it won't get very far.
Mm-hmm. All right, Fantoon gives us Crystal 3. All right sand pit is nothing. Yeah, Ikir did find that Spazer at the Snail Clippy tank. Snail Clip Super Tank. Spazer is better the earlier you find it because it is completely obsoleted by the plasma beam.
This is some different strats that you used to see a lot of whenever you have the... If you don't have the regular bombs, you're not going to be doing it this way. Let's put it that way. I don't see this much.
All right, what's in the left sand pit? Also nothing. So Ikir's going to reset again, load the save, and probably go do Baboon. He's in the area. Might as well get Baboon and Dragon out of the way.
Yeah. So, I guess what this means here, I have to guess, is what you're gonna leave is the plasma check which would be in logic for Ikir, but I think if you were going to get that one here, you would leave one of the sand pits at this point. So I might just be looking to do the boss and save on a transition, go do something else.
Yeah, also would be leaving the shack tool check behind.
Yeah, that's a call, that one there, because that one in either logic level is going to be out of logic without a grapple beam, although we can do it relatively easily now with the ice.
Mm-hmm. All right, feeding Batmoon a buffet of super missiles. And Wreck Ship E-Tank is just Blueberry, so Flip Heel resets to his save to save the backtrack time. Got health bombed by Batmoon. I thought that I didn't think that could happen if your health was not critical. Got Vinny saying hookshotless pendant swamp. That would, I agree, that would be miserable. How do you fight the Argus? How do you pull the pups off of Argus to kill them if you don't have hookshot?
No, you just don't get to do the back because you need it to even get to the big key door in the lobby. But it's the front that you can do is it's bad, because that's how the dungeon was designed. So you spend time on the game and play it in a period of time exceeding 2 hours.
Gotcha. Meantime, we ether medallion on Batwoon.
Speaking of all that,
how about that?
I was gonna say, Flip, doing this, I mean, there's not much left. You kind of got to do this. This is something that typically doesn't have some, but at this point, no surprise that it does, and that's a good one there, hookshot.
And not a stacked ship, but enough here that this was a good call.
Right. That nightmare you referred to there, chat, could be potentially intact. Case, because that's it's a check that runners avoid a lot, right? So Ikir might not do it super early. And because it's a pendant, there's so far nothing driving him to do it. So it's going to be a decision. We'll see what choice Ikir makes at the time.
I guess Flip must have checked the Morph Maze item earlier because he did not check it now, and I didn't see him do it earlier.
The which maze? What?
The middle of the ocean room.
Oh, visual on the way in. I did see it was like some money, I think, maybe, or something.
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, Flip's got a nice little break with the bowling chozo. Catch his breath, take a drink.
Yeah, I will say I'm known to route these things this way, and I do wreck shit more than I should, but I do it a lot of times because, gotta go to the bathroom or something. Same with Shackle.
Yeah, we have the gravity suit item, the destructible chozo, and the wreck ship reserve. The wreck ship reserve is not accessible to Flip Heel because he doesn't have speed, but he can check it.
I love those spikes there on the wall. I gotta time that right.
Uses a wave beam shot as Ikir finishes off Dragon. Middle Earth, I like that name. That gets us credit for Kraid.
Okay, so yeah, just the hook shot. I'd love the hook shot in a bad spot with a pendant swamp. It's like, well, we'll see. Maybe Hookshot Cave has something we need, but barring that.
Yeah, Shineko pointing out that with what we've seen so far, Ridley has to be the last pendant.
Oh, yeah, right. So, actually,
we may not need that. We may not need that the various suit.
Yeah, or find it. So. Whenever Varia does not show up in a seed, the longer it goes without showing up, I start counting E-tanks to see how many are available, and typically I'll like to pick them all up in case, that thing can't be found too easily and we do need to go down there for something, just to save yourself some grief. But
Ike here is going to check plasma. Flips back into Link to the Past.
So I used to do plasma like this all the time, right? Through Cack Alley there. And I think what happens generally when you do this, you are kind of hoping it isn't anything. You just want it out of the way so you can reset.
What the heck is down toilet? All right. Yeah, that hook shot does get us access to East Death Mountain, so. Oh, the room you used to charge speed booster for Main Street missiles. Lab check does not pay off for Ike here, just $20.
Yeah, and I guess, yes. I was wondering, because I guess I'm just not super familiar with everybody, believe it or not, but you can reset or you can leave here and just go down. Alright, well, okay, this is another one. I guess Ike here can just go direct ship this way. Is that what's going on? Yeah.
Yep, get a backdoor wreck ship to the Forgotten Highway, which is the way the game expects you to go, but, well, the game expects you to take the Forgotten Highway from wreck ship to Meridia.
Yeah, I guess this is well, now that I think about it, I don't get to do this much, but when I think about it, this is the one probably okay reason to do it if you're coming from plasma and that's your last check. So now
Gotcha.
it's all getting tied together for me here because the double sandpit check and all that. Now it makes sense.
Spiral Cave endpoint is just bombs. Yeah, Flip just found the lamp at Paradox Cave. So what do we need flippers for with Pendant Swamp? Is it just getting to Ice Palace?
We haven't seen Hobo because that would have broken our Zora chain and our ability to do that. So there is that, but being that we
check Hobo.
Oh, we did.
They did the water walk to check Hobo.
Oh, okay.
He was nothing.
So then after that, the only thing I'd say is the fact that we have a mirror and flips and well, the hook, I guess, available. It really does kind of point to Swamp for something. But
Flip's going to get those flippers. Oh, right, Pendant Ice. I forgot. I blanked on that.
oh, well, you know what? I would have too because I don't care. I mean, you won't go in there looking for flippers. You can go in there looking for pretty much anything else. So we're in full retread mode here.
Gully Road. Pad has not been checked.
But yeah, I guess we'll make a mention here that, yeah, as somebody said earlier in this thing here tonight, there's a tournament going. This is essentially practice for people that wanted to do it tonight. We get to sit here and talk about it. There's a couple days left on signups for that. If anybody really feels so inclined. I mean, you get the boots. I suppose it's too, it's a popular item. Let's just put that. I think people realize that at this point. So,
In the meantime, we've got our runners crisscrossing checks, and we've got a little bit of downtime. I'd like to remind you all to follow the runners, Flip, Heel, and Ike here. Follow our team, myself, Big Bog, Scoopula, and Shineko4. What have you been doing for content lately, Scoop?
well, I run these on the weekends, and I try to run the ladder while it's here. But that's about what I do, honestly.
Yeah, I'm on an autistic hyper-focus binge of roguelikes that I've been uploading Brotato runs to my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, you know what? Everybody's here. Funny thing about that, Vampire Survivors. Everybody talks about it. I'm like, what's so great about it? What's so great? And I realize it's one of those, I don't know what the heck you'd call it, but just as defense things, it's like Brotato, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I have played a lot of, so I get it.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard them described as enemy hell, whereas something like, say, Toho Project would be bullet hell. That makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's waves, but then, wave shooter wouldn't fit, so yeah, something like that. I'm sure it's something I've heard before and can't place right now, but I do that occasionally. I'll get into something other than the randomizer for a while and actually stream it just because I already have it all set up.
Yeah, like I said, for me, autistic hyperfocus is a hell of a drug. All right. Coming up on the 1 hour mark. Still have everybody in the race. Nobody is DNF'd yet.
Yeah, so it's probably a good thing we don't see that yet. Although I will say I have this thing where I'll start to really pay attention, even if I'm playing a seed and something is just bad, and there's people. Sometimes I'm one of them, and it'll look at a thing and be like, "Nope, bye bye."
Mm-hmm.
Just
worth pointing out that once Flip does Dragon, he can't. If I'm Flip at this point, I do Dragon. I save outside Dragon's room, check Plasma, and if it's nothing, I reset back to the save, and then take the cross-game portal to Dark Eye Shroud.
Mm-hmm. So Flip, you're gonna take cross-game portal because, as it was an option with IQ too. It's right there. You'll do it here just to put you over there, but Flip Heel will, in very short order, have regular access to Dark World too, so that'll be nice. Ikir still has to come up with that Moon Pearl. Where was that thing?
Alpha Power Bombs.
Oh, okay. Guess that's going to be after this then.
Yeah, Ikir is in a decent spot. Like, if I'm Ikir at this point, after I do the wreck ship checks, I go down the elevator to Red Tower.
And here's this thing where, like, Ikir
since he's already. Sorry.
That's okay. I was talking before about this hookshot might not get picked up, but it will, so that's good.
Flip Heel making the safety save like Ikir did earlier.
Here wanted to
iCare
get
uses the top of the. Sorry, what were you saying?
nothing important. It usually isn't. I just there's that jump he was trying to do. It's something I really like to get when I can get it, and I haven't been able to for a while. Where you just clear all the platforms and get straight to sky missiles in half a second. It's fun, but
It's one of the. It's a neat little trick you can do there with that speed booster. iCure's got the same 30-second break. Ultros in chat saying that Ikir and Flip know each other really well, that they've been racing each other specifically for at least once a week for quite a while.
yeah, and there was a. It reminds me. As soon as I hear the calling them all day, but as soon as I hear two names in one sentence, I realize they're on a team where they do co-op stuff in here. Back whenever we actually did a lot of that, and we used to do multi-worlds too. And I was kind of miss those, but.
Yeah, multi-world seeds are hard to talk about, but they're so much fun to watch. Ultras, I started doing commentary back in 2018 around that same time. I saw the randomizer for the first time, was like, I want to talk about this. And it's been a great 7 years or so.
Yeah, I go back to, I guess it'd be late 2020, where a friend of mine was just running it, and I had no idea the concept. And I'm like, wait a minute, you go in this door, and you come out this other game, and what? It's like the first thought I had is like, it can't fit on a cartridge to run right now. Never underestimate anybody around here, I think, is the lesson on that one.
Now, the reason it works is because somehow the two games, Super Metroid and Link to the Past, they don't share any memory addresses in the Super Nintendo's memory space. That's why you can match them into one big cartridge.
Yeah, I heard that applies to the RAM. The ROM is kind of however you want to do it, and something else must be going on for that quad that we're talking about in chat, because I know we're using it's refactored to use a different processor. So I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just know that SA1 is something that this thing doesn't use, and that one does, so...
Our tracker Shineko is saying that Total, the developer of this combo randomizer, ported Metroid and the original Metroid and the original Zelda to SNES, and apparently that's what the quad rando is going to be. Metroid 1, Zelda 1, Super Metroid, Zelda 3. Holy crap, I cannot wait to see that.
Does it help to tell you he kind of regularly talks about getting Zelda 2 in there too, and just having a 5? And then who knows after that?
Yeah. Zelda 2 is one of 2 Zelda games that I've actually beaten. The series never really caught my imagination the way it caught so many others. But yeah, Zelda 2 and Link to the Past are the 2 that I've beaten.
GG's on Zelda 2, because the only time I ever beat the vanilla game was on a Switch with a bunch of rewinds. I had a bonus disc for some pre-order in 2003. I tried it then, and I got, I think, to the approach to the Great Palace, and that was as far as I could manage.
Yeah, I watched YouTuber Freezing Inferno's Let's Play it, and then I just kind of followed in his footsteps. Like I used his playthrough as a guide to get me through it. Right, Ike here is back into Big Pink, and he is going to check that waterway item.
Yeah, it's good to get out of the way.
Looks like Flip is not going to check the plasma room, but he is heading for the cross-game portal.
I was not watching super close what put Ike here down here, to be honest, other than maybe just a burning desire to get that checked, but I guess this will do it too. The fact that the whole retro Bryn was not done because of power bombs.
Yeah, Shineko was saying this looks like it was our logical Dark World access, so we did need the flippers.
Well, the gravity was where? Way the heck back somewhere, but
Zelda Cell. Yeah, gravity was at Zelda Cell.
I know what I did. And I did it a while ago, and I didn't get caught. There's various suits, so there's that big mystery out of the way. But somehow, no surprises to those who watch me try to call these things, but I thought we had a glove at some point. I saw that talking about, oh, we got a regular Dark World between the two of them. No, we don't.
Right.
And I just, whoops.
So yeah, you say it and you make yourself believe it. I do that with so many things in my regular life. Like, yeah, Kingstown was Varian was Kingstown, Shineko. So yeah, I'll think, oh hey, did I take my pills today? And I will hallucinate that I did, and just it's so realistic that I completely failed to process that I in fact didn't, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, that's a common one, I think, for a lot of people, unless you get one of them reminder things that you have to fill up and they're like a week or whatever they are, but
I can never get myself to use those, and I don't know why.
you gotta sit and fill them all up. I have one right here and I ain't using it.
Anyway, Flip Heel is into Skull Woods, as Ike here is in the perfect spot to check Chef Supers.
But yeah, I guess maybe I'll venture an opinion here that Ike here is just really hoping for gloves at this point, having left Meridia. And I guess it could have happened, but
yeah, gloveless Dark World access, that's not very common. Hey, Shineko, yes, he did. He's got his silvers. And Ultras, yes, this is a boot start seed. All right, Ike here is almost out of places to check. I think he's got to go to top of Red Tower now to get his Moon Pearl. I don't know what the difference between real boots and pseudo boots is.
so we don't have pseudo boots in this generator. It's just not a thing. So pseudo boots, if you see them, you'll see them in standalone Z3R. You can't water walk, you can't bonk stuff. It does like a different animation instead. It was something that somebody cooked up, and technically it's pretty nice, actually, on a technical level. It's just a lot of people don't want to use them for some reason. I don't mind them, but yeah, just regular old red boots here.
And flip heel checked pad, it is just couch cash. What is that, 5 rupees?
Somewhere between 5 and 20, I think is what that is.
Okay. Oh, Ikir did not have space jump. No wonder he was having so much trouble with the full halfy room. All right, flip heels into the Village Valcast. Bunch of checks here. And there is a Superman. Whoop, there's Arcana Samaria. That'll eventually get us into Turtle Rock, although we still need both Ice Rod and Fire Rod to fight Trinax. And yeah, there is a Super Metroid token on Blind. And speaking of that, Viddy, like, you can the item I call Showcase Showdown, the Gold Torizo missile, you can't get that without Space Jump. And it's due to a logic hack in the original Super Metroid. The Shozo that drains the lava will not do it if you don't have Space Jump, and I have no proof of this, but I think it's because there's no sprite for having Screw Attack without also having Space Jump.
To be honest, actually, I'm still wondering how that works exactly. Now, a spriter would be able to tell you. It's just something I haven't done, but I guess they made it so you can just turn that option on or off, and the sprites that you can plug into this automatically take care of it. So I guess it just means the Screw Attack effects are added on to Space Jump. It's just vanilla game behavior. Gives you that animation whenever you hit Screw Attack.
Right.
Just because. So.
Yeah, 4 chests here in the front of Thieves Town. One of them always has to contain the big key because there's a door coming right up here that blocks access to the entire rest of the dungeon. Right there. Yeah, so all of Super Metroid is in logic at this point, so we'll... Like, Ridley's a pendant, so we don't want to have to go down there, but it might happen.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. And that Varia shows up in King's Tomb there, and it's like, well, not really something you want, I guess.
Yeah, Vinny says 3 items were in the front of Thieves Town. How many prizes are in the dungeon overall?
4. There it is.
Yeah, there's the 4th one.
You get to save a few box lockpicks, whatever, down in the basement, and just get the monster. It looks like a girl, and get out.
Mm-hmm.
We all do it right there. You make it this far without a glove, you try to pull the rock up because, no, you know.
Because you're so used to having the glove at this point.
Yep. It's just funny to me, but I mean, I know I do it all the time.
Okay, so there's one last chest. Oh, right. We've already seen all 4 prizes.
Yep. It'll be map compass or something. And of course, no glove. We got to go around again. But
Vinny pointing out that we also now have land mollusk access without the gloves, thanks to the mirror and the cross-game portal leading to... Wait.
we do. That's right. I would have never...
yeah, we can get to Meyer through the cross-game portal.
Yeah, that's a good call because I wouldn't have thought of that anytime soon. You will very, very occasionally see logical landman that way, no glove, and it's funny as heck when it happens.
All right, so flip. Blind is scripted the first time you start the fight, and flip heel keeps on the script and takes him out. Well done. For credit for Dragon. All right, looks like only thing Ikir can be doing at this point is heading up to that cross game portal. Flip heels over to the dig game. It's gonna be same number of digs for both players in a given seed. Ooh, 11 digs for our plasma beam. That's nice. Now we just need charge beam. Yeah, Ultros lamp is not on the tracker right now. Oh, it is. I thought it was taken off because it's not strictly mandatory. All right, flip heels over at K45.
It wasn't here for a while, and some stuff got redone a couple of times. I'm still not sure what's here and what isn't here. But
I don't think we have the shovel, so we can't get the dig spot. Oh, I guess we do. Otherwise, flip wouldn't be coming up here. Or there's that.
Yeah, just sad.
Yep. Right, Stumpy.
I'm guessing Ikir's got morph bombs too, right? I put that on.
So yeah, the more bombs were at Billy Mays.
In fact, we didn't mark boots at all because we started with them. Whoops.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Hype Cave. That is bottle number 3. Spring Doll Power Glove. I'd say that's a pretty Hype Cave.
Long national nightmare's over. We have a glove.
Does one lift upgrade get us to Catfish?
Yep, that's all you need.
All right, looks like Flip is gonna check the Bombos tablet. Alrighty, what we got at the Boom Boom? Health. Alright. Second lift upgrade. We need the second one to get us into Turtle Rock, correct?
Yep. Do need 2 for that.
But yeah, it looks like Flip Heel's gonna chase some Dark Death Mountain checks.
I'd say without miss, this is the only one you can do. You miss
okay.
to get anywhere to the right. I've been playing a bunch of weird Zelda 3 modes, so I have to think it's not always is it required, but in a standard thing like this,
Gotcha.
it does.
So it's looking like Pendant Lower Norfair might be the play we need to make.
I say, what's over here? Yeah, this wasn't done yet because we just got the glove, so it's gonna be 2 items down here.
Yeah, the very back of the escape here.
One of them is a key. Okay, there's 1 item down here.
So that means there has to be something in Dark Cross, right?
Yeah. See, this is where I always lose track of who did what, because let's It's like arrows or something.
Ouch.
It's definitely easy to forget the back or anything that's, glove locked whenever the glove is asleep. So
Okay. Yeah. I think I checked Crocomire at this point.
yeah, this is easily the biggest chunk by far of stuff left. So I mean, it is what it is. That would be, I guess, the make sure that's in fact a pendant from Flip Heel there, and it is.
Ooh, Vinny saying that they think this C was supposed to be AGA locked because the key was in the back. So AGA should have been our dark world access.
I didn't even think about that. Probably would if I was running, but I've definitely had that ability. Seems like a lot of the time, Meridia and AGA are interchangeable here in SMZ3. Not always.
Gonna take the quote-unquote intended route to Crocomire. Grab that energy tank. All right, that is enough to do the stand-up glitch against Mother Brain. Doesn't have any point if we don't find Charge Beam. Flip gonna make a save and then reset out of it if Croc doesn't pay off. Ike here is over at the pyramid. Ledge item is just blueberries. Ike here. Crocomire does not take damage the way normal bosses do. Each shot into his mouth backs him up a certain distance, and you gotta back him up into the boiling acid. If we had Charge Beam, we could fire it straight through him because he's not flagged to stop plasma beam shot, since it's supposed to be impossible for you to have it for him. But we can't do that, so F. Did I miss Flip checking the Crocomire E-Tank?
Yeah, he ran over there while he's dying. Wasn't anything. Although, to be honest, I didn't actually look at it either. I'm just...
Yep. Did it so quick I didn't even process.
Base jump sometimes just doesn't like you.
Yeah, it's really finicky in Super Metroid compared to other Metroid games that have it.
Here's like here with the back of escape checks, not even that far off of Flip Heel, so it was a good bit of split routing here, but we're bringing it back together. So far, nothing down here in Croc.
Yeah, it's just kind of reconverging. All right, what do we have in Indiana Jones? The other male upgrade. Looks like Flip's not going to take it.
That means you have to walk out with it, and he's praying that this isn't anything. Yep. Bye-bye.
It is nothing. Ikir's going to get his pet check in. Grab that Quake medallion. That is 2 of 3 accounted for. I think we still haven't seen Bombos.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, which actually means, yeah, no Ice Palace either. Any which way. Flippers or no flippers.
Right, because need either Bombos or Ice Rod.
Fire Rod, but yeah.
Fire Rod.
I mean, a rod's a rod, right?
So yeah, I never made that particular speaking mistake before. Ugh.
You just play Link's Awakening. It's okay, you only get the one.
Yeah, Lower Norfair is definitely the most check dense location. Norfair on whole is the most dense location right now. Out of what we've got left, I should say. Yeah, Flip's got 45 supers and 90 regulars. Ooh, half magic. I don't quite think that's enough. I don't think that's quite enough for Mother Brain. Especially considering
22,500, it's enough, but the 774 almost, I don't think I've ever ran into an ammo problem, because you're going to go through GT at least, where if you manage to make it that far without ammo, that's where it all is. So.
Yeah, Vinny's saying 90-40 gets it done. Does that account, Vinny, does that also account for ammo usage to break the glass and beat phase 1? Vanilla missile outside the speed booster room. That could point us to Shack Tool.
Yeah, that is the one thing that's still responsible for at this point, but as far as glass and Zebs go, I don't think we count them, just, unless we're trying to measure time, only because you can reset the room and keep those intact and go refill your missiles. I guess I don't mean to say reset the room, but you leave, you come back.
Break the glass all the way, the glass stays broken, same with killing the Zebatites.
And plus, I want to say you're going to skip Zebs here. Everybody's going to skip them here with all the goodies for it. So I think it only adds. I think it only adds 600, 6 missiles. That's all the glass takes to get through.
Can you skip back? Can you skip back? Can you skip back out through the Zebs too?
No, I did try that once because I kind of screwed up a run. I just was playing around. It's like, if anybody's going to figure it out, it'll be me. But no, it doesn't work. Something, and I guess. No, well, I should have known better. There's people that figured out why. There's something that's the same way with crouch escaping when you don't have a morph. I guess things that go one direction work and the other direction don't. Same like with the gate glitches and all that. I guess they're all related. I guess.
Gotcha. Upper Norfair is not paying out in the slightest, so.
Yeah, the half magic we can live without. That's the best thing I remember seeing.
Yeah, there has been no progression. Looks like Ikir is. Yeah, I don't think Ikir's done Village of Outcasts yet. No, yeah, because just Ikir just got his key in Samaria.
I guess we're missing a mold one here. It was probably on me for Flip Hill.
Flip Heel does the backwards damage boost into the lava lake. Got the space jump, so it goes up through the pit as God intended. And if I'm Flip Heel, okay, not likely that. Yeah, if I'm Flip Heel, I think I take the Picky Chozo and check Showcase Showdown. If I'm Flip, yeah, Flip is not taking my advice.
You gotta talk louder. He'll hear you.
Oh, I think I hit the wrong push to talk key. That's all. But yeah, like I was saying, like if I was Flip at this point, I would have gone to the Picky Chozo and checked Showcase Showdown sight unseen.
Yeah, I was messing with you. I was just saying, if you talk louder, he'll hear you, and then he'll take your advice.
Oh, okay. All right, did Showcase Showdown progression? Well, there's our ball. Oh, it's the cape. Yeah, bumper ledge is nothing though. So
yeah, we did check that. I was going to ask you because I don't remember.
Trying to back Ulterizo into the corner so that he can't. Yeah, if he's backed up all the way against the wall, there's a safe spot where, yeah, like not quite there. There it is. So yeah, Goltorito cannot hit Flip Heel at that position.
I was gonna say, yeah, but this has to. I gotta learn here because draining those missiles meant 29 wasn't going to be enough, and I know he doesn't take 30 hits, but you need to waste a few to get through to him. It's just I don't actually know what the optimal count is supposed to be.
Yeah, like Vinny said, he's avoiding Goltorizo doing the laser wave attack. He won't do it if you have a certain number, if you're below a certain number of regular missiles. All right, what we got? Why are you not checking that, Flip?
I'm gonna guess he did on the way down. That's my guess. I probably didn't see it.
Okay, well, yeah, we did have to come this way for the bow. Okay. Meyer Medallion is Quake, so... And the checkerboard cave first. Yeah, that was nothing. Got the land molus to do. That'll get done in quick. That'll get done rapidly.
Like you're doing the hardest fight in the game, the one where you get away from the thief, and well, it was testy for a while there, but pulled it out. It's good.
All right. It's been a while since I've. Oh right, Flip down the bows. They're just one superhero for each land molus, and it's done. And I think that's both 5-6 crystals.
Yep.
No, the other one's at Eastern.
There we go. Looks Desert Harris. Yeah, so it's available now.
Well, Vinny says Pyramid Fairy opened. Am I misremembering? Or was no Eastern was a regular crystal?
Yeah. So you might have seen Iker's Molorm thing blinking. I was trying to see if I could fix that graphic, but yeah, on the other side it appeared. Yeah, that's what it was. It was L2, L3. So. not going to be a priority to get over there, I don't think. But
Ikir grabbing his Quake medallion. And Flip Heel is into Meyer.
Let's see if Ikir maybe goes straight to LN from here. Well, you want to do Croc. Everybody wants to. Kind of makes sense to do that. It's hard to avoid Bubble Mountain in the surrounds, as you saw with Flip Heel, but it would help Ikir if he's has the fortitude to do that. And sure
there's
enough,
our second lift upgrade.
Yeah, the SMZ special with your mitts there. SMZ3. You cannot find them here in Zelda.
That is also one of two prizes in Meyer.
And Flip has, I think, had enough. Is going to try and see if, and as the percentage chances of this aren't great for whatever reason, if the other items here on the boss, but it could be. And that would be nice. Especially after where those mitts just were.
I know, right? Okay, so we can get into Turtle Rock at this point. I think the ultimate troll would be both rods in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen it. It can happen that it's... I mean, I just did one where we had an ice rod, but the fire rod was on Laser Bridge, and it was another wacky Z3 seed, but...
Yeah, I've actually, more than once in the time I've been talking about the randomizer, I've seen Morph Ball on Laser Bridge. That is the worst.
Yep. There's been a few of those.
Yeah, Morph Ball there on its own is bad and is awful, but from my own perspective, I love seeing Super Metroid navigated without the Morph Ball. Just the way you have to adjust your play style to make sure you don't soft lock it. It's really fascinating to me.
You know, the placement of the cross-game portals in this project were done well, I think. It allows you to have things like that. And they're not terrible. They're just... they keep you busy sometimes.
Shineko, like I said, that's called... the proper name for that is, I believe, Showcase Showdown. And I love seeing progression there too, because it means you have to find Space Jump.
And screw attack, and it's a whole thing to get the screw attack to work on the blocks. It's a good time.
No, wait, there's... Morph can't be there, right. Oh, the GT chose up.
Yeah.
Not Showcase Showdown, duh.
Yeah, you can get that. You can have Morph Ball in here. What did Vitreous, I should say that, the accurate drop, because I didn't catch it. I don't know if it was the other item.
I think it was a dungeon item, because Viddy is saying that Flip Heel's gambling on leaving a prize.
Yeah, and I was going to say, whether it's there or not, Flip's out, and I was going to say that before he actually made that call, because myths just open up too much, and it's not hard to get back there. Now, like, if you don't have a flute, maybe you go back in a dungeon, maybe, for one item.
All right, so we are... Pod has a boss token. All right, Ikir is heading into Lower Norfair.
Yeah, it's a bit of a joyous one, isn't it? With you got to do a weird thing to bypass your glove requirement in order to find a glove. Well, a glove requirement you would have normally if this was just Zelda 3, and then the other glove, once again, could only be here where it was in SMZ3. So the seed, I'd say, is not rating itself very well currently. They're handling it well, but
Flip Heel found his second shield in Pod. Ikir is this is the guy I called the Picky Chozo. Like I said earlier, if you don't have space jump, he will not do this for you.
the thing is, I know why they did that, but it's just they want you to have it. They don't want you to rely on the wall jumps. I think the way the game was designed. However, if you don't have it, there is no way you're gonna, I think, generally figure out what's wrong with that thing.
Right. Ikir doing the missile drain trick, same as Flip Heel did. Perfect position. Be interesting to see what Ikir does after here. Do you think he pushes? Do you think he takes the cross game portal, or is he going to push Lower Norfair?
Well, you're gonna do portal first. I guess the question will be what happens after those myths show up for him. Stays in Lower Norfair or not, or goes back, I should say, or not. I probably will follow Flip because I mean that just makes more sense. I think with myths generally, but depends how you feel. I think is whenever you make calls like that, do you do something you think people aren't gonna be prone to do to try and make up for something?
The fact that Ridley is the green. The fact that Ridley is the wait. Ridley no, Ridley is the blue pendant.
Is it?
Ridley's not the green pendant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's in Swamp.
Right. Flip Heel going for bomb strats to knock off Helmosaur's mask. And then Hammer.
So yeah, that being a confirmed dead pendant, that is another factor to drive you away from Lower Norfair here. So it would be real cool if that had something in that area.
And then, yeah, 1 silver to Helmosaur King's Noggin, and he goes bye-bye.
I heard doing the thing we would have had to do if we didn't have a glove yet, just because.
And the specific token Flip gets is Fantoon. Now, for those of you who are newer to the randomizer, this might not be intuitively obvious, but the actual bosses in Super Metroid still lock what they lock. Like getting that Fantoon token would not power up the wrecked ship.
Yeah, I think whenever we got done, I'm not sure on this, but I want to say it was. I don't know if it's technically possible. I feel like it could be with some of the other stuff that's going on, but I do know it was, at least in large part, a design choice. You just wanted to be able to make surprises, and that was as far as it went.
Gotcha.
I don't actually know what the like the base game would do if you flagged it to have a boss down like Fantoon or like Dragon, and yet they're still alive. Like if you go in and out of the room, just something break. I haven't actually dug into that yet.
Would be interesting to know if it could be. Would be interesting to know if it could be made to work like that.
Yeah, linking to the bosses, that's easy because that's what happens anyway. It's just here in SMZ3 we have this unique thing because of the tokens existing. So, tying boss death map changes to that would, yeah, it would have to be done manually, but, you know, I don't actually know if it's possible.
Shineko is saying that even in map randos, wreck ship room power is still linked to Fantoon, so...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was responding to.
Gotcha. Alright, so Flip is into Eastern. He did not check this earlier, so he'll be able to just bulldoze through here.
And for all I know, it could be just one flag, and you set that one flag, and the boss dies, and the stuff happens, and there's no way to separate that. I don't actually know. Like you're having his fun. There's that screw attack about where we thought it was. So,
Mm-hmm.
nothing Flip needs, but probably a minor thought of, well, that would have been nice earlier.
Mm-hmm. So here's a question for you, Scoop. In the combo randomizer, what's the best item that you don't think about until you don't have it?
Don't think about till you don't have it. Well, probably the flute for strictly talking combo, just because, like I say, it isn't necessary all the time. I mean, it isn't in Zelda 3 either, but there's extra conditions here. Over there, it just means, you know, Myers a pendant, you don't need anything in there.
Right. Got a bit of a break again with the runners crisscrossing checks, so give them a follow. Give us a follow if you'd be so kind. And follow Total, the madman behind the lot, behind the randomizer.
I don't know if I've seen Total stream or even has a Twitch. Probably does, but I haven't seen it. The GitHub's popping off, though. Look at them crystals.
Alrighty, where are we headed now? Alright, I think Flip's gonna put, unless Flip's going into back to Super Metroid, yeah, this is the Turtle Rock play, I think.
Yep, so
or at least the rest of Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get in and go in, I'm sure, but you might not get very far. It's just, what are we missing now other than rods? So,
it's Turtle Rock could still be Bombos.
Yeah, so then potentially that, and I guess that's it. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, Vinny thinking I care is going to grab the other Meyer prize. So
yeah, if you're in here now, you're getting it.
So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Flip left it behind. So moment of truth. Oh, it's quick. We're okay.
Well, there's the ever popular fire rods and ice when we need, you know.
Ryu, yes, it was. It was at Showcase Showdown. All right, so Hookshot, yeah. Okay, so the Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny. What else is here?
Well, that's it here, except you go into Meyer and open your compass chest, or Meyer, TR and open your compass chest and see what it is. I think Flip had a little juke to do because it didn't know if he wanted to go in there, because if you go in there and it's a key, and you're kind of committed.
Yeah, Vinny confirms that the other Meyer prize was just missiles.
Yeah, at least it wasn't cutscene there for Ike here, but unfortunately nothing spectacular. There, of course, is her TR item somewhere near TR. There's that and that. Wow, okay.
How about that?
We'll be checking the race room later to see who might have skipped wreck ship because, well, I mean, I guess there is hovering that you could do to get all that, but
Yeah, Chad is correct. We have Flip into go mode at about right around the 150 mark. And now that we do have a runner in go mode, I would say that Flip isn't. I would say this is Flip's race to lose at this point. And it is becoming very possible that we are not going to see the charge beam. So yeah. All right. Yeah. So what does Flip need to look for? Any more small keys or anything like that?
I mean, you're gonna want your pokey key down here at the next to the lava room, but I mean, there's not much that changes here in TR and Go mode. You still need to, like, you need to check these top 4, and later on you might be able to skip Laser Bridge if you luck out. But that's about all that changes.
But he pointing out that after that, Flip is gonna need to backtrack out off of Dark Death Mountain to go do Skull Woods for the last crystal.
Yeah, no real way around that one. One hand, you like being Go mode, and the other hand, you wish it wasn't, with the dungeon other than TR left, kind of, because now you got to come back up, do GT, but oh well. I mean, at 150, I mean, that's a pretty good time, I think. It has to be, I would say. I don't know what I'd be doing. Probably nowhere near that, especially with late gloves. I don't know if I've had late gloves with a favorable Go mode like this. But then, like I always say, I am the perpetual 220 Go mode. It's like within 5 minutes of that, no matter what I do.
I haven't seen Turtle Rock in a while because it's been so long since I commentated Seeds, but this room is a pain in the butt. All right, so Flip just needs a small key off Laser Bridge, correct?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess it'll be cool if something else nice shows up, but I don't know that there's anything like that left besides maybe powder.
Or charge beam.
Yeah, that too. I guess I just say because sometimes you get your key first and maybe you still open a chest or two, but...
Alright, we are just about to try X, and...
I'm still really enjoying the Bombos. That 2 second long period of dread, like, oh, we're going to Ice Palace, and then all of a sudden we're not.
Flip heel easily handles Trinex in the shell. And just as easily handles the snake form. Well done. Okay, so I think there's one last prize this could be, but it's just missiles. Or the Ridley token. Yeah, Flip is obviously going to go mode Swamp, or Skullwoods, so...
Can't remember now. I don't know if anybody was in here for the purposes of dip earlier or not.
I hear dipped it earlier, but obviously he couldn't finish it.
Yeah, okay.
You're back into Eastern for his second dip since he came in here at the start of the seed.
And about that again, I know I've said it, but it was, I think, an okay call. I mean, anything you can use to speed up Super Metroid.
Yeah, the screw attack is really good for that purpose. It's also some safety. It's some safety against soft locking without power bombs.
I really have a hard time, talking myself into getting in here, whether it's Pen or Crystal, and I got to work on it because if there is something you need here in Eastern, I mean, unless you're getting a quick lockout, you are doing this last.
Mm-hmm. All right, into the Mothula fight, and this fight is just a gong show. Conveyor belt floor, moving spikes. Mothula hits are invalidated if he gets hit into the spikes. I want to know who hurt the devs. Like, what made them do this?
That was a great question. Every time you think about it, I realize, none of this makes sense. It doesn't fit. It's just somebody just wanted to do it.
All right, and that is 7 crystals, so it's now time to play the Big Key Janus Tower Big Key guessing game. 22 locations where it can be. I'm going with my old standby, 4 always wins.
I feel like a late one. I don't know why today, but I don't know. We'll go 18.
All right, what does Ikir need to do yet?
We got to get to Hookshot
I know he just did Eastern. I'm pretty sure he did Desert. So I think Ikir's just got this pretty much the same as Flip Heel. Turtle Rock, Skullwoods, and then the end games.
Starting to... Okay, what's Ikir's headed for something here that isn't Hookshot Cave, clearly, but... Maybe, I get it. I don't know what's going on. Smith chain.
Yeah, he might be doing the Smith chain. Oh no.
I mean, I get this. You're looking for multiple things. You don't expect them all to be a Hookshot Cave. I don't know who would.
Right.
Flip Hill is probably just following myths, and now we're going to go fetch.
All right. So Ikir gets the shovel out of that, which opens up the dig spot. Not going to... Oh. I don't remember where the Smith is.
Where this Smith is? Like, the front is on that screen there, just... Maybe...
Oh, the dig spot is right here. I didn't realize it was this close.
Oh, yeah.
All All right, so that's 2 checks down in Ganon's tower. Flip heel looks like he's going full right. Alrighty. There's 3, 4, I lose. 5, 6.
Ike here over there was picking through the Smith chain, hoping not to get caught into the whole thing. It just, didn't work out. We knew it wasn't, but that's what I think was going on. We're just fetching left and right, unfortunately.
Well, at least he's in the right place to immediately check that magic bat. That's something.
Yep.
Eight, 9, 10. No, that would be 11 because of torch.
The hammer strats for the Stalfos there just because we have full health and don't want to play around longer than we have to.
There's
now
12. Alrighty, what's in the lunchbox? $50.
It wasn't enough for lunch until COVID hit here in Hyrule. That's
I know,
a thing.
right? Ike here. Oh no, I think Ike here is dipping lower in Orphan.
Yeah, this is no way is it in the the spot that you want to have the things before you go to the place. That being Hookshot Cave, you want to have a rod before you get up there. But
okay, I have lost count of how many prices we've seen in Ganon's Tower.
6, 7 torch, 11, 12, 13. That should be 17, I believe.
Okay, so
Must be 18 on Bob's.
Okay, so Bob's chest is 18. 19, 20, 21 behind the Ice Armos, and then the tower room. Oh, God.
And it'd be late. I was not late enough. I guess it just seems like the seeds you're doing well on GT evens it out for you, and vice versa. And of course, it's just vanilla.
Well, how about that? That is the vanilla big key chest, isn't it?
Yep. It was cool whenever I played 2 Keys Sanity Seeds, and they both had the vanilla big key GT. That was fun.
The closest I've seen in a Key Sanity run was when, like, the Just Zelda 3 randomizer, when Misery Meyer's big key was in its vanilla location.
Yeah, if that's full key shuffle, that's unfun.
Yeah. So yeah, considering what Ikea is doing, Flip's lead is insurmountable at this point. But I will tell you that we have not had anybody finish yet, nor has anybody DNF'd.
Yeah, Flip is gonna blow the lid off of this one. I'm thinking we get some seed research,
Looks like Ikea is not going to push Ridley. Just went down far enough to get power bombs, just look at power bombs of shame, and is heading out.
Yeah, it's tough to do all that stuff in front of it for the one item.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, at this point, it's a hard choice because, you know, what if?
Got us a nope tank at fire, please. That Molus 2 made to look like a joke. Alright, power bombs in jail is missiles. Wizrobe strats, no, Samaria strats on the Wizrobes. Quarter Ruby special is 20 bucks. And what's that, Franker Z? Charge beam! I guess we did see it.
I mean, minor victory. Got way too much ammo, but it's nice to find it.
Yeah, the ammo is actually a slightly faster fight because you can fire it much more quickly than the beam charges, but it's close. Right, and that 70 tanks is now enough for Ikea to do the stand-up glitch. One spin, one slash to finish off Moldorm 2. Ikea finally remembers to turn on his plasma beam. Final chest is another energy tank. And Flip is through almost everything. Alrighty, Aghanim 2. Decent positioning here. I can't tell if that was a double or a triple. Oop, there we go, and now they're starting to desync. One.
There's a nice one.
Alright, so that was a triple. And Flip Heal is through Aga 2. Alrighty, time for the big pig himself, Ganon. Alright, phases 1 and 2 will take 12 slashes each, or 6 spins to sub that. Then phase 3 is always 4 hits. Then phase 4, as we all know, Sword Slash makes him vulnerable, 4 silver arrows, and he's down. But of course, in phase 3, he can just chain teleports like this and troll the heck out of you. Alrighty, where does Ikea go now? I think all he's got left is going. He could do Swamp if he wants to do Green Pendant Swamp, but obviously we know he needs to get to Dark Death Mountain. Hookshot Cave. Flip found Fire of the Slums. Flip found Fire Rod and Ice Rod for Go Mode in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's really what the answer is to it. It's just, if you don't do that, you see what happened. Ike's doing literally everything else that's left.
Flip Heal ends his Ganon fight with a triple, and get your single legion chat because we got bacon.
Big G's. But yeah, no blame to Ike here, because you definitely expect to, when you're missing, again, I know I said this, but you're missing multiple things, you figure your chances are good to find one of them. somewhere other than the place you are probably going to go anyway. So Iker will be, you know,
Yeah, I'm
unthrilled if he
confused.
isn't
What is
already.
Flip doing?
Uh,
Is he checking? Is he gonna check Pyramid Fairy, or is he just choosing? Oh, he doesn't have Charge Beam. He's not confident he has enough ammo. Okay, that's a good play. Grab that super missile tank you know is there.
That's pretty good because I would never remember that when it's a missile. I'm clicking off of it. I'm gonna see these ammo counts though because I thought we were pretty good.
Yeah, you definitely refill up the ship here, but yeah, he's got plenty.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask. I'm not sure why you're into that.
Iker hits his go mode at about 2:10:15.
Like you're finding all this stuff. You could do Turtle Rock while you're there, but you gotta come back up anyway. So we'll just
He's
do
gonna
it
go
this
finish
way.
up Skullwoods first. All right, gold. We see the golden 4 on the way down. Oh. Yep, freeze the Metroids and 1 super.
It's funny playing the Go Fast game though, as you see that first Metroid took a regular, didn't hit switch one extra time there and fired a regular missile and just threw off the whole room.
Standard strategy here, group them together, and then a single super. Oh yeah, he's being real careful with his ammo. Yeah, then hit all 3 with the same shots.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to watch this because I'm not sure why we're super concerned about the supers here. To be honest, so something he's gonna do that I just don't know about. I guess.
Well, no point in doing stand up because he doesn't have that charge beam out of the Franker Z room. Does have the tools to do an efficient baby skip. Got the baby swinging around like a windmill shuriken. And he gets it. Well done. Alrighty, Ike here is heading over to Turtle Rock to get that done. And Flip is going to do this the hard way. Blow up the Zepatites.
Wants to skip the second one. He's swagging it at this point, I think.
I didn't know you could skip the second one like that. Never seen it done. All right, and Mother Brain's got 18,000 health. Each of those supers will do 300. Missiles do 100. And she's got food-based attacks. Chicken nugget. French fry beam.
Yep, none of them are heart healthy, which works out fine since I don't see a heart in there. Just a brain.
Yeah, some catch up, and I guess she's not going to serve us any onion rings. At least not until the scripted part of the fight. Yeah, Flip cannot. No point to doing stand up, but the less Mother Brain has to hit you with the rainbow beam, better, because obviously it's faster.
It's a good rule for any talking point on these kind of games. If the question is why, the answer is faster. Doesn't matter what.
And once again, we've got a little bit of downtime, so follow the runners, follow us here on the restream team, and give the Rando a try yourself. Alrighty, Mother Brain Phase 3 has 36,000 health. The Rapid Fire Hyper Beam can do 1,000 damage a shot. Ideally, the best players can get 4 shots in per jump. It's slightly faster to do it this way than to stay in the corner and aim up, because that causes lag.
Yeah, the 4 hits per jump, I'm sure it's manageable in a calculated way, but I tend to find it more successful without high jump for some reason. But
I see. Alrighty, and since this is the second endgame Flip is doing, we do have the timer, and I very much doubt that he will be saving the animals, because you don't do that in a race. Go for a moonfall here to fall with uncapped vertical speed. And we saw my moonfall used a few times in the course of the race. I just didn't mention it.
once I figured out how it worked, and that took me a while, because I guess I just don't push stuff like that. But it's a wonder that it took over 30 years to figure out how to use that. It's just funny how you can find stuff in these games consistently.
I know. Alrighty, folks, get your GGs in chat. Flip Heel has finished in second place with a time of 2 hours 17:59, and MM2 was first with a time of 2:13:16. Yeah, we'll see if Flip Heel wants to come in. And meantime, Ikir is finishing up Turtle Rock, and we'll then just have Canaan's Tower and the Super Metroid endgame.
Flip Heel saying it's a personal best for him for the things we track, which is typically going to be in this or 774 of some variety. And if I were pulling a time like that, I think it would be too. I'm not actually sure what mine is, but it's higher than that. So yeah.
All right, yeah. Ikir's into the Trinex fight. Making it look easy. And we are joined by Flip Pio. Congratulations on the PB.
Yo, thanks. GG's.
Yeah, that was interesting, huh? For the gloves where they were. I'm sorry, I probably just piped right up. Like, yeah, go ahead with whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
those
fine.
gloves,
You're fine.
I'm pretty sure. I think the Meyer gloves actually the first one.
I did not think about that.
Because yeah, the whole seat I was wondering because I had gravity suit early, but it was locked behind the small key, but the small key was in the back. So you needed a glove to get that, and I believe the other glove was technically locked behind gravity suit. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that though. If it was just an Aga seat, I keep on forgetting where the flippers
were. Ether
Flippers
tablet?
with the ether tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so lost on the logic of this one. This was confusing. The whole time I thought there was like something in Eastern, like a glove. So I was glad when I got the bow and the mitts like that.
And then that go mode hookshot cave. How about that?
Yeah, that was just silly. So like, I was like, okay, so what do I do if it's like only the fire rod or only the ice rod here after TR? Do we go into ice? Do we go into the swamp? Do we go into back to Norfair? Depending on like who I'm, the field and who I'm playing. And I'm just like, oh no, never mind. They're just both here.
Yeah, you get that boast and tried. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
IQ wound up dipping all the way to Power Bond of Shame. So
yeah, you're missing multiple things. It's like you expect to find one somewhere other than you expect them to be split. Basically, it just didn't work. It didn't work out that way. You picked the right spot on this one.
Well, I'm curious. Did Iker? Because you get the Meyer access, you get the bow. Did you just do all of Norfair first? Because yeah, I was thinking about it kind of, but then when I saw the mitts and I had Eastern and Pod open, I was like, all right, I can always come back if I need to.
Yeah, I think it was probably looking for a play at that point. It was equal chance to run the mitts like you did, or go look for something. And so it was do Meyer, do Ellen, do Upper Norfair in that order, and then I think did some Smith chain, just none of which worked out. So
yeah.
I got a question. The Lake Island Super Pack. What was? You just lose your ammo track?
I didn't know how many I had. I knew I had a lot, but I was like, do I want to chance it? I felt like I was playing pretty well that one, and then I think it only cost me about 20 or 30 seconds. So I was like, maybe in like a big race, I'd be more worried, or like a one-on-one, I'd be more worried about it. But I was just like, I'll just rather be safe than sorry.
Like I mentioned at the time, it's like I wouldn't remember that was even there because I see something like that, it's getting clicked off. But I thought maybe that you just didn't have your ammo in your head there. But I was like, oh, there's got to be something going on. But I was hoping for something cool, basically. The second Zeb skip, I don't think I've seen that one before. I'm sure it's been done, but I don't remember seeing it. That was, what do you do with the spring ball or something?
Yeah, you don't actually need the spring ball for that one, but it's definitely easier. Yeah, it's just if you don't want to turn screw attack off and you can't really I'm like so rusty on the down back Zeb skip, so I just went for that one. Better than turning off screw attack.
All right.
Okay, so two questions I ask every runner, Flipio. First one, what did you feel best about in terms of your routing?
I guess it would be the early grab and yeah, I guess going to Fantune before going to the top of the mountain for Hera. I knew Hera was a crystal, but yeah, basically having the hook shot for that, and then having the gravity, like and most people are gonna get funneled into it anyway, but yeah, it felt nice having it early. Definitely helps make the wreck ship decision a little easier.
And then letter grade scale, how much fun was this one for you?
I wish they could all be this fast. 10 out of 10.
A plus then?
A plus, A plus.
All right. All right, Scoop, you have anything else you'd like to ask Flipeel?
I think you got it, most of it. We were trying to sit here think about what we were talking to each other about as it went on, but I think you covered them all. But yeah, GG's, and just go ahead and not match up with me first round. Thanks.
Flipeel, any final comments from you?
Funny.
I guess mirror shield heck, and then I had a laugh when I got the X-ray. I know Iker's a huge X-ray hater, and then when I saw screw attack and then the other item was X-ray, I'm like, oh, sorry, Iker, you can't reset this. Didn't early each can play.
I mean, mirror shield or all shields, I remember specifically the bomb of the mini Moldworm dude. So.
All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and let you go, Flip. Thanks for being restreamed. I had a great time watching you.
All right, thanks. Catch up with Iker afterwards. Luck on the rest, Iker. Oh yeah, and then thanks for the comms, restream, tracking. It's always fun.
Always a pleasure.
Looking fun to the tournament.
Looking forward to it too. Take care. Alrighty, and Iker is finishing. Iker is heading up to Ganon's tower. Getting trolled a little bit by Landmolus 2. Now, if memory serves, when you hold your sword out, when you charge a sword to hold it out, you stay facing in one direction, correct?
Right.
Right, yeah, so he was doing that to position himself for the shot with the silver arrows. And oh gosh, he's actually low on arrows. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, I think I used to do it that way, lining up landmo with silver, but then I guess maybe my tolerances got a little loose or something because it slows you down. So unless you know exactly where you're moving and when, it can not work for you.
Gotcha. All right, Iker is just about over to Moldworm 2. All right, yep, as we know, 3 slashes or a spin and a slash. Makes it look easy. Doesn't even check the final chest. Not like there could be anything in there he needs. Alrighty, what's Agatu gonna do here? Troll like you're to hell and back, it looks like. Now, Flipeel, charge was at the Franker Z room. All right, finishes off the Agatu fight strong. And as Flipeel did too, Iker's got everything he needs to make Ganon easy. Just gotta not fall. Using iframes from the hookshot to dodge the fire. Chaining teleports and trolling like he did to Flip Heel.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
Teleports, yeah, you get either 0, 1, or 10. That's it.
Oof. Gets a double to start us off. And another double. Well done. Get your single G's in chat for Rock here. And while we were doing that, PP Chan has finished in third place at 2 hours 21:36. All right, Ikiri is into Turian. And sorry if we've gone a little quiet. It's just the end game is always the same. There's not a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that because it is. There's no more rando. Now there's just one runner, so it's like I try to look for things, but not the best at it.
Yeah. Yep. It just like we said, Ikiri's just making his way through. Ikiri, we will be able to explain the stand upgrades though, because Ikiri does have everything he needs to do that.
Yeah, and that's also why I'm looking here and doesn't do like a ship refill or nothing because we don't need the ammo.
He's not gonna. So he's just gonna power bomb the Metroids here. He's not gonna try to knock them off with the morph bombs.
Yeah, it's another little finicky thing, and it's funny because I'm gonna tell you what I'm old enough for this not to make sense, but Prime was the first Metroid game I played to completion, I guess is how I want to say it. Mm-hmm. And so bombing Metroids off you was what they told you to do, right? Now here, It works, but barely.
Yeah. Ikiri took a little too much damage from those big side hoppers, so he's gonna have to refill at the ship. Not the ship. There's an energy refill room coming up. He's gonna have to refill there to have enough energy to do the stand-up glitch, which I assume is why he didn't try to skip the baby. But he does remember to face to the right so that the stand-up animation is 45 frames shorter. It's the Zeb Skip. Now, for some reason, when you freeze the Rinkas and then destroy them, they don't respawn until the freeze timer runs out. I don't know why it works like that. Alright, and since Ike's got charged Ice Wave Plasma, all he needs is a measly little 20 shots with that beam. Hey, we finally got Mother Brain to deliver some onion rings. Alright, now, once the beam finishes, Ike's gonna want to take damage until he has less than 3 energy points. That way, Mother Brain is tricked into thinking she doesn't need to fire the rainbow beam again, but you're also not locked in place for the cutscene part of this. Now, we'll see when the game tries to stick him down right there. Now, that'll happen one more time. Just need to be in the air when it happens, or I believe you can also force yourself to stand back up with the X-ray scope, and then you can start dealing damage to Mother Brain Phase 3 while the baby Metroid is refilling. You do also need to be careful that you don't have a beam shot on screen when the game transitions to you having the hyper beam, because that can actually crash the game. I do not know if that crash was fixed for the combo window, though.
Yeah, I'm not up on the specifics. I know there's a way to lock the game as opposed to crash it, but I've also seen people get into that lock and then get out of it. Safe to say I've never tried any of this stuff.
Yeah, this spot here, you need to make sure that the baby is in a position where Mother Brain can hit it, because you can soft lock that way too. Like if it's in a position where she can't damage it once it finishes refilling you. Six hyper beam shots. Well done. Alrighty, just got the escape sequence, and Ike will be finished. In the meantime, we've had Gamachu finish in 4th place at 2 hours 33:13, and V2 Nitro finished in 5th place at 2 hours 37:58. Heading on out of Torian. Shine Spark up. Back into the parlor. Steam pops are so annoying. Alrighty, get your GGs in chat. Icure has finished in 6th place with a racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 39 minutes, 20 seconds. Now, we just had a rush of finishes. And we are joined by Icure. GG.
Thank you, Big Box.
So, that was a hell of a seed.
That was a very interesting seed. Yep.
All right, standard question I ask everybody. What, in terms of your routing, what did you feel best about?
Going to Eastern early and getting the screw attack.
Oh yeah, yeah, that absolutely helped. That helped you. That helped you quite a bit. Like I saw.
Oh yeah. You saw what? Sorry.
Yeah, just the having it. Yeah, having that, it meant you didn't need to worry as much about power bombs, at least until the morph ball bombs showed up.
Yeah, I still had not enough power bombs to do the whole grid loop, which was annoying, but I guess there was really nothing much there. So on the right side, I did the left side. I think there was maybe something there, but yeah, I mean, screw attack early did definitely help.
Yeah, it didn't cost you that much time either, and you got Eastern mostly out of the way, except for the crystal on the Ermos Knights.
Yeah, the bow was way deep in the seed, so that's why you should do Eastern early, because deep bow means you're otherwise not going in there until end of game. If that's something good, like I've had morph ball there recently too, which is a good thing to find early.
Mm-hmm. And second question, letter grade scale, how much fun was this one for you?
I think it was about a B. There were some parts, like not having the power bombs, do the Brent loop, the whole having to go back and forth, having to go back to Meridian in order to get to Dark World. It's either that or climb GT or climb Agate Tower. I'm like, they're about the same. Let's just do Meridian.
Vinny was speculating that this was supposed to be an Agaseed.
It could be either, honestly. It would have made doing the big bomb easier, but I never did the big bomb. I did the Norfair loop instead and got nothing out of it. Instead, of course, the answer was just go to Mountain with the mitts, and there's all your items for go mode.
Yeah, the lower Norfair dip was unfortunate, but at least you got Charge Beam out of it, and we got to show off the stand-up glitch.
Yep. Charge Beam was good. At least I got something out of it. I got my 7th E-Tank, 7th E-Tank out of it also, in order to be able to do the stand-up glitch. But yeah, that just felt really bad. See everything in Hookshot Cave, because I almost went up there instead of doing Smith Chain. And then I still didn't go up there because I'm like, there's got to be something in Norfair, this area.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens like that. You make a gamble and it doesn't pay off.
There are a few weird routing things that would have happened to see, like getting the going to Hera to get the speed booster instead of going to straight to Meridia, but then getting the hook shot in Meridia in order to do the right side of the mountain while you're up there. So like whichever way you went, you had good choices. You felt good about your route, even though like they both kind of went into each other.
Right.
Yeah, that felt weird when I saw that happen.
Did you say hook shot? Am I following you? You said it was.
Was it hook shot near Meridia?
Wreck ship, which.
No, it was after I did Meridia. Okay. Yeah.
It was in the attic.
It's a funny spot, yeah, and you see what all it locked, right? But I don't know. We were talking about the swag. We were kind of surprised we didn't have to go into swamp. We were banking on it. I think Chad and us both.
I was worried about swamp because swamp still looking for mitts. Mitts are always a swamp, and they just were not. They were in Mire, which was funny, really funny. But yeah, I was expecting to do something in swamp or ice, and fortunately, neither happened. You could have dodged every pendant check if you didn't do anything in Norfair.
Yeah, the top 3 I don't think touched.
Probably didn't. 17.
Any of that stuff, yeah.
Doing the Norfair loop, all of that's probably about 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
Well, it was good on you for staying out of Ridley. It was just because we knew it wasn't, anything. But
yeah, I checked Ped before going into Dark World just to see, do I need all the pendants? Especially after I saw Ridley was one. I'm like, ooh, do I need him? Do I not need him?
Well, I also wasn't watching like what your time was whenever you were at Key Hunters, because at that point, if there was somebody done, I don't know if there was. I don't know. I mean, the decision not to go to Ridley for its one item is like, that's a tough one. That's like worse than cutscene in Mire, but
it is. But I took the gamble. I still had so much to do, and I all swamp, all of ice, all of mountain. I figure, and it's still all of Norfair too. So I hadn't touched it yet. There were so many checks out there. It's worth it to skip it. When I saw the grapple beam and it's like check tools and logic.
Yeah, that worried me for a little bit.
Yeah, there was some mean, right? I mean, his mitts, the gloves at all, so just.
So yeah. Where was the first lift upgrade? I'm blanking on it.
Same.
Yes. Also same. It's like.
It was in Dark World. I believe.
it
was in the Hype Cave. Yeah.
Hype Cave, right?
Well,
Yeah, Gloveless Dark World to get first lift in Hype Cave. Yuck.
Yeah, Flip came in here saying that he thinks it was logically second. I haven't worked that one out either, but I mean, sure.
And once you get to Dark World, you can make the whole loop with the hook shot, and so it's still in that same sphere. You need to get the Varia out of Things Tomb in order to get down to Meyer area.
I was gonna say, because you're gonna need. Well, yeah, you need. No, you just need a mirror for that. Yeah. So I don't know.
So I'm pretty sure one of Meyer's logical myths.
Yeah, Scoop, you got anything else you'd like to ask?
No, I mean, GG on it. I mean, that's a good time in any other seed, but holy crap!
It's been fast, and I've been surprised by that.
Usually, good 75% of the time, I'm on this side of a race. I'm appreciative of the fact because I don't know that I'm doing nearly that. I'm probably in swamp myself for sure, and then who knows what else.
It comes down to rods; they can be literally anywhere.
Right.
And I just picked wrong.
Kira, any final comments from you?
Thanks for the commentary. Thanks for the tracking. Appreciate everyone being able to put this on so we can get more restreams going in. I think tournament starts next week.
It's always fun.
So it'll be a blast. More SMZ3. Yeah, thanks again for the restream.
Alrighty, here we'll go ahead and let you go then.
Yep, thanks. Have a good night.
Good night. And with that, we are ready to close it out for the night. As always, follow the runners, follow the team, give the rando a try yourself, and tune in for the tournament coming up in next week and throughout the winter. I've been Big Bach, and they've been Shineko Tracking and Scoopula Talking with me, and we'll see you next mission.